So are we supposed to start the podcast?
1, 2, 3. That was so good right off the bat.
That was a really good one. Hubs, look at your cute little smile.
I know. I'm so happy.
You're so proud of yourself.
It's a low bar.
It is a very low bar. Well, Pumps, I know you're happy and everything, but tell me what you've had it with this week.
What I've had it with is FaceTiming, and not just, I have a million bitches about FaceTime. I can do that. But in specific to today, my hate of FaceTime and what I've had it with is that when somebody FaceTimes me and I answer it, the person looking back at me, which is me, looks 110 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, can't we put a filter on that?
Yeah.
It is so bad. And I don't consider myself a particularly vain person, although, did you know about the badges at the courthouses? So attorneys, you have to go through a metal detector, and attorneys they can get a badge. It's like $25. You go get your picture made, whatever, you badge in. Because my pictures look like an old woman, and in my mind, I'm young and cute, I stand in line with the criminals. So I am a little bit more vain than I think I am.
I think everybody's vain.
But I'm just telling you, when I FaceTime, it is horrific.
No, I know exactly what you mean, because in my mind, like you,
Right.
I'm around 30.
Right.
I have a little bit of age wrinkles, but they're the sexy kind. And,
Absolutely.
Everything's high and tight.
Right.
And I don't feel that mature, as
No.
evidenced by the production of this podcast.
Right.
We're profoundly immature. And then I see in the FaceTime, I'm like, who is that
Who
woman?
is it?
Who is she?
Tell her to get Botox and filler and all kinds of things.
No, it's rough.
It is
Aging
tough.
is rough.
It's really, really hard. It's bad enough that you can't do what you used to do, but just the looks department.
Right.
Every time I watch one of these podcasts, I'm like, I don't have a double chin in person, but I'm carrying around 15 double chins every time I look at a video.
I'm just noticing today in your
That's
Barney
why
the dinosaur purple sweater, your boobs really are ginormous.
I know. I hate them.
They're
awful.
Gigantic.
It's horrible.
What size bra is that?
I think it's a 40D.
Okay.
It's a big one. I probably could go double D, but anyway, so back to the FaceTiming. If somebody would stand on the top of a building for me and hold the phone, I look better if I'm looking up, because gravity pulls it all back. But the gravity, if I'm ever going to be on FaceTime, I need somebody on a ladder holding it.
Yes.
What are the people with stilts on at the circus?
Stilt people?
The stilt people. I need a person that is on stilts. And
Right.
But nobody FaceTimes me because they know I have a blanket, no FaceTime.
Well, I used to FaceTime you, and you wouldn't answer.
I wouldn't answer.
And then you would get so mad at me because I wanted to see your face or show you something, and you are such an insufferable bitch when I FaceTime you.
Yeah, no, I'm an insufferable bitch when it's FaceTiming. Now, if you're wanting to show me something for a minute, I can do that. But it drives me crazy when people FaceTime each other. If you and I were to FaceTime each other, we see each other every day. We know what each other look like. Why on earth would we FaceTime all the time?
I'll tell you, the FaceTiming, so my son goes to school in New York. It's great to FaceTime.
100%. That's a great way.
My nephew just had a baby, and he lives in Georgia. I've seen what the baby looks like. I've seen the baby smile, cooing. And so there are benefits to FaceTime.
Totally. Yeah. Out of state, people that live apart.
Right. Unless you're shriveled up like a fucking raisin.
Which I guess I am.
Then you don't want to FaceTime.
And I clearly am a raisin, because it's more than I can take.
Let me segue to what I've had it with, because bizarrely, these are very in sync.
Okay.
So you live your life, okay, and you see NFL football players and you think they're men.
Right.
And you go to the doctor and it's an adult. And then you see basketball players, NBA players, and they're men. And you see these models and they look like grown women. And then something happens through time that all of a sudden these NFL football players look like children and the NBA players look like children. And the doctor walks into the room and they're younger than you are.
No, it's terrible.
And I'm starting to experience this.
Right.
Like even if somebody's 10 years younger as an athlete, it's still kind of the same generation. But when you get to 20, 25 years younger, it's jarring.
It is jarring because you're like, oh my God, he's 22.
Right. Or like some of the NBA players are like 19 our kids' age.
Yes. No,
They're
it's terrible. And what's weird about it is I remember watching football and thinking how cool it was, that they were older and they were playing football, yada, yada, yada. And then when I had my first child, I thought, oh my gosh, we're about the same age. Like I'm the same age with the people that I'm watching on TV.
Right.
And now I'm old enough to be their grandmother.
What? Did you just say that to be published on?
I mean, it's the truth.
I forget how much older you are than
Oh,
me.
fuck you. That is not even true. We could be grandmothers.
You speak for yourself.
No, but if we have 20-year-olds, I have a 22-year-old.
It's possible,
It's
but we don't
mathematically
need to be
possible.
broadcasting that.
No, I know.
Angie.
I'm just
we don't
saying
be
mathematically.
broadcasting. Let's not broadcast.
That we're grandmothers.
We're not grandmothers.
I mean, that we could be.
Right. Zip it. For God's sake.
Are you going to have your grandchildren call you Ms. Welch?
I don't know, but they're not. I'm going to embrace it, but you don't just need to be over here blabbing all this blasphemy about our age. I mean, I don't know what the fuck has gotten into you, but I remember when I was younger, my mother would be so offended if we referred to her as old, and I never quite understood it until you started with all this nonsense about us being old enough. You need to zip it. Welcome, everybody, to I've Had It podcast. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie.
We call her Pumps. Today, we are going to talk about baby showers.
Got it.
Sip and sees.
Okay.
Okay. Have you had it with those?
I've had it with all of those.
Yes. Yes. I have had it with those as well. And we have a guest today. Her name is Kristin Key. She is a comedian, a musician, a crocheter, a very proud lesbian, hilarious. I did a massive, massive deep dive into her Instagram account, and I think she has just the type of smart cynicism that we're after. So without further ado, let's welcome to I've Had It podcast, Kristin Key. Hi, Kristin.
Hi, we're doing it.
We're here together, the three of us, as we were intended to be. I love your background. Are those framed pictures of cats behind you?
They are. Yes.
Okay, so I
Wow.
was just introducing you, and I said she is a comedian, a musician, a crocheter,
That's
a
true.
proud lesbian,
That's
and it
very
looks
true.
like a cat lover.
Cat.
I love cats.
You do?
You know, some people
do.
I have a cat, and I've had it with my cat. My
Oh.
cat's got diabetes. She's overweight. She's lazy as fuck, and I think she could potentially be a Trump supporter.
I think you just ought to put that cat down.
I can't. I take care of her. I give her her insulin, but I don't think we're compatible. I've had her since 2009, but we've just drifted. I know we've
Yeah.
drifted.
Well,
You
'cause
sound like
of the dogs.
Angela Martin from The Office. Like, I got to give her insulin.
Right.
Sprinkles
Yeah.
on death's door.
So we want to talk about with what you've had it with today.
Oh my God, where do we begin? First,
Let's start.
right off the bat, it's baby showers. I've had it with baby showers.
Yes.
I've had it.
Yep.
I got out of baby showers for several years because when I got sober, I said that is one thing I will never do again. And I used that as my card. It's like, I can't go to a baby shower. I don't know why that was my hill to die. I was like, it'll make me drink.
It's so miserable.
I mean, you get like one card when you get sober. It's like, oh, I can play it not very often, but I played it at baby showers. I was like, I'm not going to a baby shower. It's a trigger for me.
Right.
I just hate them so
That's
much.
genius, though, actually.
Thank you. I mean, it's worth getting sober just to skip a lot.
No
Baby
shit.
showers.
My husband's in recovery too, so we're able to get out of a lot of shit because
Oh,
of it.
it's a wonderful card.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely awesome.
What is your least favorite part of a baby shower?
You don't get to hold a baby.
See, I don't like babies to begin with, so I don't want to hold a baby. But you like babies?
I wish it was more like it's a baby shower. Everybody gets a baby when you show up, and you get to have the baby the whole time. And then you leave the party, you're like, oh, thank you, But it's. I think it's just like you just have to go around, be around a bunch of women, and not in a fun way, you know?
Right. Well, so
Yeah.
we did a little research about baby showers before you came on. And there was a Reddit thread. And here are some of the worst gifts that expecting mothers have received at a baby shower. One woman received a cross for her Jewish child from her mother-in-law at her baby shower.
Oh my gosh. I hate the mother-in-law.
Total C-U-N-T. Total.
Yeah.
That was on purpose.
I don't even want to see the balls, but the ovaries on that woman. Because I was saying, if it was like from someone who, if it's the Midwest, you don't know someone's Jewish, the Midwest, a cross for everything. You have a cross, and you have a cross, and look under your chair. But if it's someone that full on knows that you're Jewish, you're like, this'll fix you. Cross for you. It's like, that's a bitch.
That is a bitch right there.
Total bitch. Okay. Another woman received a card from her sister-in-law saying, I know you're not ready to be a mom, and I hope you don't mess up your child, but here are the what to expect when you're expecting books.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
I don't even know where to begin with this woman.
Right?
This is editing. This was a card edit. This should have been you write it and you show it to your spouse. And they're like, oh, maybe just like, congrats.
Or maybe to congratulations.
Maybe not go to the shower.
Right. If you're such a bitch, don't go to the shower.
Okay. Then some people are getting these onesies. So, they're adults wear shirts with words, and then they project the shirts with words onto children, and they come in the form of onesies. So here's one that says, I'm not milk drunk. I'm tit-faced.
What every baby needs.
There's another one. Made in vagina.
The kid doesn't have a choice. The kid has no choice.
Right?
It's put in this. It is put in. It is now the spokesperson for tit-faced.
Tit-faced.
Here's what I think about baby showers. I think they're kind of insufferable because you have this circle jerk of women that are going around holding up these horrific onesies, right?
Right.
I mean, baby showers are a big grift. We all know it. It's to get people. And listen, I have had baby showers hosted for me. I have 2 children. She's had baby showers hosted for her. So we're a huge part of the problem, right? No doubt.
As you should.
Yes.
But we just hate them. And
they're the
miserable.
worst.
Yes.
And they're okay. So let's bring up, have you ever heard, Kristin, of a baby sprinkle?
Yes. Isn't this is this the second kid?
Yes.
Second or third or fourth?
Nailed it.
And you still want a party and gifts? Yes.
So instead of a rain shower, it's a little sprinkle. So I had never heard of this until about 6 months ago. A girl that I adore sends me a text, a screenshot of an invitation, and it says, please come to the baby sprinkle. And I was like, well, what the hell's a sprinkle? So I Google it, and it's a millennial thing where, because they celebrate everything. Everything is produced and celebrated. And so it's a baby sprinkle that they're having now for the second kid or the third or the fourth. So not only have you had to go to the gender reveal.
Right.
Watch all the shit on Instagram, the nonstop. This is the first person that has ever bred and is producing a child on the planet. Then you go to the baby shower. Then you go to the sip and see. Then you go to the fucking diaper drive. And then they're just knocking out another one again. And then you've got a baby sprinkle.
A baby sprinkle.
It's never ending.
I think they need to change the name to Oops, We Did It Again. More people would come. And maybe make it Britney themed. But it's too much. It's too much for one baby, I mean, I guess the sprinkle is okay because I was a second child and I feel like we did not get near as much attention. So who knows what this is going to do to like middle children and third children down the road that actually, someone knew we were there. There are pictures of it. This is great. But other than that, from the friend point of view, the person, I will send a bigger gift if I don't have to go.
100%. That's a great, I love that.
I am 100% with you on that. I'm like, immediately scan the invitation for the registry. I'm like, I will spend an additional $100 on this
If I don't have
to
to.
not have to go, because I will go to the ends of the earth to avoid unnecessary interactions.
And is this fun for the mom? Like because I always look at the pregnant lady in a room full of drunks. Literally all of her friends is like champagne shit face, like, I want to touch your belly. And it's like, and she's really uncomfortable and sweating,
For sure, sweating.
Really, really pregnant. So who is this fun for?
So
I think the grandmother's number one.
Oh, that's
no, when I was pregnant with my first child, my best gay guy friend threw a couple shower for me. Okay. And it was fabulous. So it's men and women that can come. And so about the first 30, 45 minutes, and you don't feel nor look your best. And I'm incredibly shallow and vain about my appearance. So I did not like being 8 months pregnant. And I realized that's really bad, but I just am. And so we go to the party, and about the first 30, 45 minutes, everybody's great, greeting, everybody's nice. Well, then I start to notice everybody's pupils are gigantic. And like 12 of the guests are totally tripping Molly at the baby shower. They all get drunk. I end up leaving by around 9. I think they all raged until 3 to 4 in the morning. So to answer your question, is it fun to be the pregnant woman at the baby shower? The answer is a resounding no. It's not fun at all.
I remember at my baby shower, and there were several. I'm going to go ahead and admit it. I would hate, like, I'd open up a gift and I would be so appreciative of the gift, but then I would immediately get resentful because of the thank you notes.
Yeah.
I hate writing thank you notes.
Yeah.
And I would almost rather not have the gift so that I don't have to write the thank you note. Like, please keep your gifts. I don't want to write you a thank you note. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't write the thank you note? I'm curious.
Nothing.
Nothing, but your mom thinks you're an asshole and their friend.
Okay.
The grandmas, that crew talks to each other.
But your mom already thinks you're an asshole.
Right. For
Right.
sure. But I'm
So-
just saying, like, then you would get other people's moms. Well, at the time I cared. Now I would just send out a group text, thanks so much, and call it. But back in the day, I wanted to make sure I didn't offend anybody that gave me a gift. God, who was I?
Exactly. It's just a minefield of pleasantries
And etiquette.
See, I didn't.
Yeah,
I was.
it's another good reason to get sober. You can just be like, oh, thank you cards are a trigger. I can't. I just can't. I can't. I used to write them when I was drunk. I can't.
Well, I started thinking, I think Pumps actually had what now we know is a baby sprinkle, but she had a baby sprinkle for me. I had already had my first child and I was actively wanting to have a second child. So Pumps says, I'm going to be your fertility coach.
Right. Oh, God.
She's like, I've got this.
Foolproof.
What's the first date of your period? So I tell her. So she's calculating. And then she calls me, you need to have Josh come home from work right now and you all need to have sex. And here's the deal. You need to have a pillow under your pelvis. And then when he's finished, just keep your legs up in the air and 100% it will be a girl. Because I wanted my second child to be a girl. I do exactly what she told me to do.
Right. I had read the book on it.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So I do exactly as instructed, right? Josh comes home, we have sex, keep my feet up in the air, under the pillow, the whole 9. About 6 days later, she's like, hey, I bought a pregnancy test. Please come over to my house. So I go over to her house and I said, hey, I think it's going to be like 14 before it shows up. No, do it. I've done everything perfect, exactly the way the book told me.
I was so proud of my performance.
I pee on the pregnancy stick. I'm pregnant.
Yes.
Josh is like literally all he is in this child is the sperm donor at this point. I mean, she has basically, we're having a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
It was our baby and it was a girl.
Yes.
So witchcraft, you conjured that baby.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was 16 years ago. And so you had to wait to 20 weeks to get the ultrasound to see if there was a vagine or a little pee-pee. And so we wait for the 20 weeks. Mom's like, you can go get all the ultrasounds you want. That's a girl. I nailed this thing.
I nailed it.
Guess what? Balls, penis.
And then I saw her daughter. Remember, Stephanie took you to the hospital. Her sister is a radiologist. So she did an early ultrasound and said, there's a penis. Now, her sister is a radiologist, physician. I start arguing with her that it cannot be a penis because I got her pregnant with a girl. I remember, and Stephanie was like, you're a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can see that as well. But no, it's like, I wondered, did you use the wrong pillow?
I seriously, I was butthurt about it not being. And so I've decided certain males are only female sperm, only male sperm. I'm convinced if Josh had 100 kids, they'd all be boys. That makes me feel better.
Okay. Well, I'd like to test that theory. I think we should take some of his sperm and start impregnating women and just for this show. I mean, I feel like we owe it to the world to do this.
We can just get the turkey baster out and line up lesbians and then just, just impregnate them.
Yes.
Just a line of lesbians.
Girls, put down the pickleball paddles. We need to try an experiment. Legs in the air.
No, so back to pickleball. So I play all the time. And a big part of our group are lesbians. And I get so mad because they beat me all the time. And I'll say, you know what? There is no more LGBTQIA. For me, it's BTQIA. Screw you bitches. You beat me all the time on the court. I'm no longer an ally. And of course we all giggle and laugh. But I mean, they are so good at pickleball. I mean,
yeah. I mean, pickleball is one of those sports that's so competitive. You can turn to gay bashing when you're upset.
I do. I do.
Totally fair.
I bash the L's.
It's funny that lesbians are so into it because it's such it started with old people. And so then it was just old people and lesbians. And I feel like these are two groups that needed to come together
Agreed.
Because I play on cruise ships a lot because I work on cruise ships often.
What do you do on cruise ships?
I'm a stand-up comedian.
Oh, right. Okay. So you're the entertainment.
Yeah. And so I'll end up playing in the mornings with, 60, 70, 80-year-olds and me. And sometimes I'm the first lesbian they've ever said hello to.
Right.
But it's such a good game for like integrating people.
It is.
Everything on the court, though, it changes. Because I was in a tournament with a guy in a wheelchair and we just kept hitting it at his wheels. And I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it. Because we wanted to win. And we did.
Yeah. That's what you got to do.
Did you just say I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it?
Maybe I might have.
Let's move on to the subject of we've established that you have crossed over into your 40s and you're starting to do the things that 40-year-old women have to do. And one of those things is get a mammogram.
I've had it with mammograms. So I got a mammogram like you're supposed to. And everybody out there, if you're over 40, get your mammogram, talk to your doctor, whatever. And I did that. I was like, I'm a good girl. I go get mammograms. I get my parts checked because it's preventative medicine. And no one prepared me for this. And I talked to lots of women. And the day I'm going, another comedian friend of mine, Debbie Gutierrez, she goes, what are you doing later? I go, I'm getting a mammogram. She goes, oh, honey. And I go, no, my wife said it wouldn't hurt. She goes, girl, it hurts. Prepare. It's awful. I was like, what? She was right. I'm so glad she said that because it was awful. It is so painful. It hurt me real bad. Like I wanted to cry. And anyway, I had to get two. And then after the second, like I have dense breast tissue.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a nightmare.
So at the end, it was just an ultrasound, which you thought would be better. It's like, oh, a little wand that they just put on your nerve and dig in. But anyway, none of it's good. My issue, here's why I've had it. I don't understand how this is the best imaging technology we could come up with for a breast in 2023.
Agree.
Is essentially like taking your boob and rolling it up in a car window.
Yeah.
That's your best pick. I mean, you couldn't just.
Right.
TSA can see inside your colon.
Exactly. Exactly. Why can't we just walk through a thing? Put your arms up. I agree with you. It's unfathomable that the technology has not advanced more. And I guarantee you, if it were a scan of the penis, it would not be so invasive.
They would not panini that bitch. No,
they would not.
No,
they would not.
I feel like a human s'more in there.
It's awful. So the first time I ever had one, I go and the breathing, like hold your breath.
Yeah.
Okay, exhale. Okay, hold your breath. And then they squish the boob. So this goes on. And I have the dense breasts. So they had to do it over and over again.
What does that mean? Are they stupid or are they thick? Like it just we are women. I mean, and we're vulnerable. Find a nicer way to put that. You know?
Exactly.
Like you got big old tough titties.
So I pass out, Kristin. I passed out.
I mean, that is
mammogram.
embarrassing.
So now when I go, I request a chair and I sit down for the whole thing and I still get lightheaded. It's that you have to hold your breath and hold your breath. Now exhale. And
But you're a weenie about any kind of
I am a
medical
pussy,
anything.
a total, I admit
But
it.
fainting at your mammogram, that's top of the list.
I did.
Wait, I wonder if I could play my alcoholic card. Oh, I can't get a mammogram.
I can't get a mammogram.
It makes me want to drink.
Okay, this is a question. I recently had to get several mammograms. Did the ladies that were doing your boobs wear gloves? Because mine didn't.
I'm going to check next time.
I
The
don't
first
remember.
one, I remember feeling her hand. So I think the first one, she had real warm hands. I was like, this is going to be awesome. Like, this is,
This is not going to be bad.
gentle. And then she really manhandled me. And I'm like, she turned, from just like, oh, I'll wear this warm robe to like, take your clothes off.
She
Nurse
rolled-
Ratchet.
I was going to say, I don't care if they wear gloves as long as they don't have like Cheeto dust on their fingers.
Right. No, I didn't care. It wasn't like sexual or anything. I just thought we have to wear a mask in here and you're just flopping my boob up there with no glove. Okay. I mean, I was just kind of like, it's weird.
I appreciate that you verified for Kristin and me that the mammogram wasn't sexual. I appreciated
I know,
that, didn't
but
you,
I mean,
Kristin?
I didn't think they were like hitting on me or anything. Then I asked her to stick her finger in my ass. So
Anything to
That was
distract
sexual.
from the machine. Like I'm not a big ass play person, but if it makes me not think of the mammogram, I'd be like, let's try it. I'm up into anything at this point. We need a second nurse to work on the back. So the front does, hey, it's over. That might be better.
One time we were in Mexico on a girls' trip.
oh,
And we go get massages and we all are in individual rooms. And then after we get the massage, she comes up to me and she says, I think my masseuse was hitting on me. And I'm like, she was not hitting on you. She's like, no, 100%. She kept looking at me saying, kiss me.
that's what I thought she was saying.
And I'm like, 100%. That just was not happening. She's like, I swear to God, I swear, it's a 5-star hotel. I'm like, that absolutely was not happening.
But I'd never had a massage before that they did your boobs either. It was the first massage that she ripped down my
Okay.
thing and was massaging my boobs. Plus, I was intoxicated
You were.
to the max.
And maybe a little stoned.
And maybe a little stone. And I felt like she went right into my ear while she was rubbing my boobs, saying, kiss me. And I flew out of that room with my hair on fire. Because do you remember me coming around that corner? Because y'all were all sitting there and you were like, what the fuck happened? I was like, oh my God.
She did. She's like,
been assaulted.
the masseuse massaged my boobs. I go, that's, we're in Mexico and Europe and places they're not prudes like Americans. They do the full body.
Yeah.
She's like, she kept saying, kiss me. And I'm like, that just wasn't happening.
No, it was bad.
It
I
could
wonder what
have.
she was saying. Yeah.
I don't know. But I didn't kiss her, if that's what you're wondering.
I was like,
Like,
is
how
that
did
why
that-
you ran? Was she a bad kisser? Like, why did you leave? I've had a masseuse, like the top that like, I'm like, that's nice. That's gentle. I had a male masseuse that would massage like your hamstring. And then like, there's like a groin area that I dated a masseuse for a while and she talked about like that massage and how good it is for you. And so I was like, oh, like, you know what? I'm going to roll with it. This is good. Like but he got fired shortly after. And I'm like, oh my God, was that illegal? Should I not have let him do that?
Let me tell you what we found out here in Oklahoma City. Since your parents are in Broken Arrow, this is a public service announcement. There are happy ending places, massage places for women. We just found out about this like 2 years ago.
That's got to take forever.
Yes.
Right?
What?
You always know the men go for the happy.
Right.
And these are heterosexual, church-going, carpool
Some
line
married.
attending, yoga attending, Starbucks carrying, Target shopping, housewives, power moms that are going to the massage parlor and getting finger diddled by the male masseuse.
Like happy ending for girls. Did you even know that existed?
I did not know that
I didn't-
existed.
We didn't either.
It was news
it's
to
a
me.
joke. It's a joke.
No, it's real. Of
that's-
course, Pumps and I immediately did a drive by the massage
Yeah.
parlor. We didn't crack any case yet, but we need to put that on our list to go drive back by there again.
I kind of want to get a massage.
I was going to say, go inside, see what the code
If you
word
can't
is.
beat him, join
Yeah.
him. I'd be the one that got put on the perp walk. The cops would immediately bust it right as exactly at my timing. That was exactly what would happen to me.
I didn't know. It's my first time. I've never done anything like this before.
Well, Kristin, can you think of anything else? Do you bring your guitar?
I have 4 right next to me.
Can you do a little bit? I told Pumps about your guitar comedy stuff. I think it's so clever and so awesome. So could you do a little bit to close us out?
All right, it's not clean, but it's not dirty. I just crocheted last night. This is a true story. They're in the other room. I crocheted a boob for this other show I'm going on later on today. And I made one, and my wife said, and I said, I got to make 2 because you need 2 boobs. My wife said, why don't you make 3? I said, why 3? And she goes, because then you could juggle them. Anyway, I've crocheted some weird things, but I crocheted a penis a while ago to raffle off, but I didn't know how much I could sell it for. So I looked on Etsy, and there's a lot of Etsy shops with crocheted penises. And I wrote a song about my favorite. Her name is Nasty Grandma, and this is called Nasty Grandma's Handmade Wangs. Well, nobody knows what's gotten into Granny. She's always crocheted, but lately it's nasty. If you go for a visit, don't bring your kids. 'Cause nasty grandma won't stop crocheting dicks. Nasty grandma won't stop crocheting dicks. She puts squeakers in the balls and she even circumcises the tips. She ain't seen a real one since 93, so she makes them all from her memories. And nasty grandma won't stop crocheting dicks. Well, she's kinda old and her income is fixed, but she does alright with her little dick business. Her dog ran off with one in his mouth, and now the mailman won't bring mail to her house. Her couch is covered in wang-shaped pillows, and her salt and pepper shakers are testicles. 'Cause nasty grandma won't stop crocheting dicks. Nasty grandma won't stop crocheting dicks. She puts the squeakers in the balls and she even circumcises those tips. She ain't seen a real one since 93, so she makes them all from her memories. I remember this beautiful dick I saw back before the war. Nasty grandma won't stop crocheting dicks.
That was amazing.
Amazing. God, you make me and Pumps feel like we're total
Failures.
losers.
Yeah, you even have a good voice.
That's not intended. No, that song is supposed to be an uplifting song.
Definitely.
You're funny, pretty, talented.
Great skin.
Yes, the sunscreen has paid off. Kristin Key.
Oh, I could talk to you guys all day. You just keep going. Shut up. Oh.
Love your song. That was great.
It was so
Thank
great.
you.
Kristin Key, thank you so much for joining us. Our listeners can find you at the Kristin Key and on her podcast, Kristin Knows Blank.
Kristin Knows Blank. I play a Mad Lib with a comedian every episode.
How fun. That is so fun. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Kristin.
so much.
We
Next time
enjoyed
you're
it.
in
Thanks for having me
Oklahoma,
on.
think of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be in Oklahoma City this summer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Text us. Call me, Kristin. Call me.
You got it, girl. You call me.
We'll play pickleball.
Go to the massage park. We'll play pickleball. We'll play pickleball.
And then
we'll go
go
get
to
the
the massage.
Bye, Kristin.
Thank you so
Thank you guys so much for having me
Bye-bye.
on.
I love her.
Is so
Funny.
fantastic.
I love the bag of dicks.
Yeah, she is so fun. So I like the idea that she plays the I can't go to baby showers because it's a trigger. I'm going to tell Josh to update his trigger list.
Yes. Anytime you don't want to go anywhere, Josh, that triggers Josh.
I'm going to update the trigger list
Right.
to pretty much cover everything. Graduations,
Oh, I'll be furious if you get out all the graduations.
sip and sees. Here's the deal on graduations. You should only have to go to
Your own
child.
child.
Children's.
That's right.
I would never expect you to come to Dylan or Roman's.
Never.
I would never do that to you because I care about you.
Right. I love you. I don't want to torture you.
That's right. If I ever have another baby, because I am still able,
Right.
I would not make you come to my baby shower.
Maybe I should
because
try to get you
love
pregnant again.
Maybe you could try to get me
Oh
pregnant
my
again.
God. But we can't use Josh's sperm because I'm convinced it's only boys.
Oh my God. Listener, we will see you soon. I think we need to wrap this before Josh taps it. Please send us a voice memo via Instagram. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us, and we will see you
Next Tuesday.